Ladies and gentlemen, football fans across the city of brotherly love and beyond. Have you ever watched your team soar to the heights, only to see it all come crashing down in the blink of an eye? That's the gut-wrenching reality the Philadelphia Eagles faced yesterday in Dallas, a classic NFC East bloodbath that left us all shaking our heads. The Birds built a commanding 21-0 lead in the first half, but couldn't hold the fort, dropping a heartbreaking 24-21 decision to those pesky Cowboys. What a roller coaster, right? I'm your host for this Eagles breakdown, and trust me, we've got plenty to unpack. From a star running back owning his slump to what this means for the black and green faithful heading into the holidays. Let's rewind the tape on this thriller. Jalen Hurts, our dual-threat dynamo who's been channeling the spirit of Donovan McNabb with those scrambles, looked unstoppable early on. He aired it out for 289 yards on 27 of 39 passes, threading needles to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Those two combined for 14 catches and 199 yards, with Brown snagging the lone passing touchdown. And don't forget Hurts' legs, 2 rushing scores in the first half alone, including that patented read option that had Cowboys defenders grasping at air. It was vintage Eagles magic, the kind that echoes their 2017 Super Bowl run when Nick Foles and that underdog crew shocked the world. But then, silence. Philly went scoreless for the final 40 minutes, as Dallas mounted a furious comeback behind Dak Prescott's 354 yards and 2 scores. The Cowboys punched in 24 straight points, flipping the script in a rivalry that's been trading haymakers since the days of Reggie White terrorizing quarterbacks on the defensive line. Now, let's zero in on the elephant, or should I say, the Barkley, in the room. Saquon Barkley, the Penn State phenom we pried away from the Giants this offseason in a move that had Eagles Nation chanting, "Fly, Saquon, fly!" Louder than the original at Lincoln Financial Field, stepped up big time after the game. He owned it, folks. Carried the ball just 10 times for a measly 22 yards, averaging a season-low 2.2 per pop, and worst of all, coughed up a fumble deep in Dallas territory in the fourth quarter that swung momentum like a Philly cheesesteak knife. "I'm a big believer that the run game starts with me, ends with me," Barkley said, his voice steady but his eyes saying it all. "I'm in a little funk right now. I've had funks like this before. Just gotta break it. Only way I know how is by flushing this, working my butt off, and getting ready for my next opportunity." Class act, Saquon. Remember, this is the same guy who exploded for over 2,000 yards last season with New York, turning heads and breaking ankles. But in green, he's got 684 rushing yards on 185 carries this year, good for 3.7 yards per tote and 4 scores, 4th in the league in attempts, but a middling 14th in total yards. Only one 100-yard game in 11 outings? That's not the Barkley we traded for to pair with Hurts bootlegs and Jason Kelce's. Wait, hold up, Kellen Moore's pulling guards. Diving deeper into the analysis, this loss screams schematic tweaks. Offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, the ex-Cowboys wizard who's supposed to bring that balanced attack, dialed up just 18 rushes against a Dallas defense that came to stuff the run. Backup Tank Bigsby got 1 carry for 8 yards, 8. The guy's averaging nearly 8 per pop this season, yet he's a ghost in the rotation. In the second half, Barkley managed 9 yards on 4 tries as Philly abandoned the ground entirely, forcing Hurts into hero ball. And those penalties. 14 flags for 96 yards, a season high, including nullified gains that could have iced the game. It's like the Birds borrowed the Giants' undisciplined playbook from their old backyard brawls. Defensively, injuries are biting hard. With key pieces like Brian Dawkins' heir apparent in the secondary nursing tweaks, Dallas carved him up. What an unbelievable collapse. 21 up, and poof, it's gone. As former Eagles great Brian Westbrook might say, you can't coach heart, but you can coach execution, and Philly's got work to do. Put this in historical context, and it's a wake-up call straight out of the Birds' lore. Last year, under that thunderous 56.3% run rate, Philly averaged 179.3 yards per game on the ground, 4th best in football, powering them to a 10-win campaign. This season, down to 110.5 yards per tilt at 3.9 per carry, with the run rate dipping to 48.1%. Defenses are keying on Barkley now, stacking the box like they did Reggie White back in the 90s, forcing Hurts to sling it more. Compare that to the 2017 squad. They ran it 53% of the time en route to that Lombardi trophy, blending LeGarrette Blount's power with those gadget plays. Trivia time for the diehards. Did you know the Eagles' run game woes in big games trace back to that infamous 4th and 26 miracle against the Giants in 2003? McNabb's bomb to Freddie Mitchell kept the dream alive, but without a ground pound, Philly's always one fumble from heartbreak. Statistically, they're still third in run rate league-wide, but efficiency's tanked. Opponents are holding them to under 4 yards a pop in losses. It's a far cry from the glory days when Donovan and company made the NFC East their playground, lording over Cowboys like it was destiny. But wait, there's more fuel for the fire. Let's pretend I caught up with a couple voices from a locker room. I asked A.J. Brown, fresh off that 110-yard masterpiece, about the shift. "Man, we had him on the ropes, but you can't let a rivalry game slip like that. Saquon's our thunder. When he's rolling, we're unstoppable. Tell the D-line to wrap up those runs, and we'll be back howling." And from head coach Nick Sirianni, ever the firebrand, "This one's on us, all of us." But Philly fights back. "We've got the heart of 18 Donovan, the grit of Reggie. Shake it off, and let's turn Thanksgiving into a feast on the Bears." Fans chiming in too, overheard at a South Philly bar, "Barkley's in a funk? Nah, that's just the Cowboys' voodoo. Fly, Eagles, fly, louder than ever." Looking ahead, this stumble raises the stakes sky high. At 8-3, the Eagles cling to first in the NFC East by 3 games over a 5-5-1 Dallas Crew that's suddenly smelling blood. But with defensive injuries piling up and the run game sputtering, a slip against Chicago on Black Friday could open the door for those star-wearing snakes. The Bears, with Caleb Williams slinging it like a young Hurts, are no joke. Primetime at the Link means Soldier Field's frozen tundra vibes. My prediction: if Moore feeds Barkley 20-plus touches and Sirianni dials back the flags, Philly rebounds with a 27-17 dub, Barkley busting 120 yards and a score to silence the doubters. Playoff implications? Massive. This keeps the Birds in the hunt for a top seed, avenging that Super Bowl hangover and eyeing another ring run. Draft-wise, a strong finish means no reaching for a back. Focus on edge rushers to channel C.J. Gardner-Johnson energy. Folks, that's the pulse of your Philadelphia Eagles, bruised but unbreakable, like a cheesesteak after a midnight brawl. The passion in this city, from the Mummers to the Midnight Green faithful, it's what makes the NFL electric. So grab your wings, fire up the grill for Thanksgiving, and tune in Friday night. Will Saquon shatter the funk? Can Hurts lead the charge? You won't want to miss it. EAGLES. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm your anchor name. Signing off, back after this.